Hello and welcome to BeesTV. And Brentford won, Bournemouth nil away at the Vitality Stadium. And Jatin, we're here joined with Jatin from BeesTV. And Jatin, when Pontus Jansson got his red card, what was in your mind? Could we come back to the game? Could we fight? Or do you think it was a lost cause considering our recent performances?
To be fair, our recent performances, we haven't deserved to lose in any of them. I think the last time we lost a game was it's been a while since we actually lost a game. And the last time we went down to 10 was Watford, I think. And that was ages ago, and then we drew that 1-1. So when he went down, it was just a stupid foul to give away. Obviously, the first, they're both very stupid fouls to get sent off for. It's like I understand if they were chances to stop a scoring opportunity, fine. But I think the second one more so was just very clumsy from him, and I think I've seen that for quite a few times from him since coming back, and it's just clumsy moments. But yeah, it was not good, and I'm sure he'll apologize. I know he realizes he's messed up and he's put the team in a big position. But you know what? The players took the step up and did it. That second half, Bournemouth didn't lay much of a glove on us. I can't think of many saves Ray actually had to make. So that win was fully deserved, and it was good to see that the players didn't let the missed chances affect them, and just come back and get a win at least. And that's all we need. It's automatics is off now. We know that, and this is just confirmed playoffs. So the rest of this normal season anyway is just for us to see what's happening. But yeah, the red card was completely stupid. But I'm sure Pontus will apologize tonight and say, listen, hold his hands up. He'll miss the next game, but it doesn't matter as long as he's back for the playoffs. That's all that matters.
Thank you. I'm sure that one of the most important things is that last season, what hit us going into the playoffs is losing momentum right before them. We lost two games before the playoffs, one against Stoke, one against Barnsley, and then we just lost complete momentum, lost complete drive. We went into the Swansea in the first Swansea game, not for it, and by just complete sheer miracle, we came back after the Rico Henry red card that was rescinded, and then we just absolutely just didn't do it at Fulham. But now it's important. It's important to gain momentum and use these next few games to help us drive us into playoff success. Hopefully, we don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think we can continue on the momentum, or do Frank's questionable tactics give you some question?
Well, no, because this past since we changed to this 5-3 at the back, we played this formation ages ago. We played well in most of those games. We created enough chances to win. He says it, and obviously fans don't like it when he says it. He obviously brings in XG and the stats and stuff. But it is true. We have had enough chances to score, and that's where I said before when we spoke about is Frank the right man for the job. I said that sometimes the players are letting him down, and I think today if we had drawn or even lost without the Pontish red card, the players would have just let him down because what more can Frank do? He can't make Tony force finish those chances. He can't force Canos to drop back and defend. The players have to do it themselves. And that's why I say Frank's been let down by players. And if today we lost, that was on them. But they dug deep and they got it through. So I think the tactics have worked. I think it'll be hard. It'll be a very difficult decision for Frank whether he goes back to the 4-3-3 when Rico and Dalsgaard are back, or whether he keeps this. Because with this, we have enough balance, but there were chances today where Bournemouth should have scored. They had the one chance by Dejuma in the first half where they should have scored and they just slipped. So does it work this three at the back? For now, yes. But I think when we get the personnel back, that he has to revert to that 4-3-3. And I think right now we have to, as you said, build momentum, see if Rico and Dalsgaard can come back, because that's debatable. And see, but I think that will be a very difficult decision for him. But I think for now, the three of the back work, I think we just got to get more clinical. And obviously that's just getting Tony back his confidence, whether we win a pen in the next game and just hand it to Tony at this point, just give him some confidence. Because if we want to go for the playoffs, we need him, because that's where we sort of lost it last season, is that there were times, well, luckily we brought it back in the semi-final, but in the final, there was some edge moments where we could have scored. And I think if we had that killer striker, that we could have had it. And that's where the difference is between Watkins and Tony, is that Tony has that killer instinct that I don't think Watkins has. So it's going to be a lot to play for. And obviously the playoffs is it's not our best competition, to say the least. But you know what, it's time to relax these next few weeks and just get some form and see what Frank and the players can do.
Yeah, we just got to build up. I mean, our playoff record is 9 losses out of, well, we've been eliminated from the playoff 9 times out of the last 9 playoffs that we've attended, and it's just not been great. But it is time. It is time to go. It's time to build momentum. I mean, Ivan Toney, although he didn't score today, when the commentators were actually absolutely saying it, he let us build that momentum, and you can see his passion and fire. I mean, I was just thinking, like, what would happen if we didn't sign Ivan Toney? I mean, are we relying on him too much? Because 29 goals in a season. Let's say we didn't sign him, for example, had a makeshift striker instead, like we did with Watkins last season. Are we relying on Toney too much, or do you think the team is adequately supporting him?
It depends, because I can't. If I'm trying to think, our next top goal scorer to Tony would be Mbeumo or Canos. I'm trying to think. No one else outside of him has provided enough goals, and is that a worry? Yes, because if, let's say, Tony got injured throughout the season, or let's say he could break his ACL next game. Touch wood, that doesn't happen, but that happens. You got to have adequate support to him. You're not going to have another Tony sitting on the bench, but you got to have someone good enough to do that. So do we rely on him enough? Yes, but a lot of teams do rely on, their strikers. That's just how it is. But I think it's always hindsight and ifs and buts. And, you could always say, if we had Rico for all of those games, would we have won him? And if we rely on him, we rely on him. And I think, he proves that himself, that even today, he didn't have a good game. He still helped us do a lot. And, it's hard to say, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I think we do, but in a sense, if we're not relying on him that much, then what would be the point of him? Because we have to. Your striker is your main source of goals. He has to be the one to do it. If he's not the one doing it, and we're relying on Canos and Mbeumo and Fosu and Godos and Marcondes, then the role of the striker is then a little bit less. It's not like Tony has the abilities of Watkins, where he can play left, right, he can bring the ball in, he can distribute it quicker. He's not a complete striker like I think Watkins is. He's just a poacher. If you put it around the 6-yard box, 9 times out of 10, he will score. So it's hard to say. That's what he is. That's what we do. You provide him the service, he will score, and we proved that this season. So do we rely on him? Yes, but he's our striker. If we don't rely on him, then it'd be a waste of a player.
Yeah. Strikers, they are necessary, but strikers are necessary for our run into the playoffs and playoff bound. Hopefully we can get Toney striking and scoring, hopefully. Do you have anything else to add about our future, our next few games, playoffs, today's game, anything?
We can relax these next few games. I think there's been a bit of friction between the fan base, Canos, Frank, and, the team. And, it'd be kind of nice to have a few games where all we have to do is focus on just building some momentum. And, the result is not that impactful after we've confirmed playoffs. So it'd be nice to, have some games where I can watch and not absolutely stress over if we win and if Watford win or Watford lose or Swansea win or draw and Bournemouth and stuff. So, yeah, listen, we've got enough to go all the way. We do have enough, but it's always that if, buts, or maybes if we can do it. But yeah, it'll be a nice, relaxing 2 or 3 games left of the season before we get to the playoffs. And hopefully we'll get to see those live in person.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much, Jatin, for coming on today. Please subscribe to BeesTV. And goodbye. On to the playoffs and on to a questionable. We don't know where we're going to end up, but on to that, wherever we are. Thank you very much and goodbye.